The age of fire was fading. Ulysseal had fallen to the abyss, its people mutated by its power. Artorius, one of Gwyn's knights, was sent to stop the spread of this corruption. When standing in the royal garden of Ulysseal, the Undead Burg Parish cannot be seen. It has yet to be built. People would flee Ulysseal shortly after these events and would seek a new life. Many still held faith and they worshipped Gwyn and his children. However, one child, the firstborn, had done something terrible. The god of war had insulted the royal family. His actions had led him to be stripped from the annals, his statues destroyed, his name purposely forgotten. This resulted in a change of faith. The followers of the god of war were branded as heretics. Those who were loyal and devoted followers of the firstborn saw this removal as a great insult. The people of the burg took up arms. They rallied together. A war had started, a war on faith. The lower Undead Burg is a place for thieves and miscreants. Here men cover their faces to hide their identity and muffle their voice. The only thing in common for this community was the lack of trust. On any normal day, the tensions were high. On the day of change, this tension finally snapped. People quickly turn on one another. Those who support the removal of the firstborn and those who opposed it. Neighbour versus neighbour, family versus friend. People began marching the street, torches in hand. They killed any who opposed, or any unfortunate soul who was caught in their blood-crazed rampage. Even pregnant women weren't safe from this madness. The church was quick to respond. A soldier was tasked with the duty of locking down the lower Undead Burg. They ran through the streets, locking off all entries and exits. Sprinting back through the parish, they were unfortunately struck by the heretics. Gravely wounded, they died on the steps of their church. Soldiers flooded the burg, killing any who fought for the firstborn. They took strategic points, ensuring no one could pass through the burg with ease. They built vantage points. They built barricades. They destroyed staircases, hoisted up ladders, destroyed walkways, and then began blocking and boarding up entrances. The people of the burg were ill-equipped to take on the soldiers, so were pushed into hiding. They knew they could not stand a chance without the element of surprise. They blocked walkways and points of access with barrels and boxes. The merchant even managed to trap a soldier behind a bookcase. How one would navigate the burg was changed forever. However, some heretics did manage to make it up into the parish. Storming the bridge, they overcame the soldiers, pushing their way into the garden. The statue of their lord had already been destroyed. This sight had only made the thirst for blood even stronger. Filled with rage, they headed to the church. There they faced a great number of soldiers and with them an armoured boar. This creature, staring them down with its devil-red eyes, was not made in a time of peace. It seems the church and the gods that remained knew this change of faith would start a war, so they had these creatures made, a hulking massive fury with tusks designed to shred those who found themselves in close proximity. The heretics fought the soldiers and killed any priest they could find. The battle did not last long, and not in their favour. The group was split, the remaining survivors given two choices: retreat or find refuge below. A group were forced into the guards' barracks. Heavily outnumbered, they could only hope to lure soldiers in single file. Here they would attack from all angles, giving them the advantage. The others took to retreat. With the hope seemingly lost, all they could do is lower the gate and hope the boar did not come knocking. Soon after, a drake moved in. The church suffered heavy losses, and what remained were already spread throughout the Burg Parish, waiting for another attack. Only the soldiers that remained in the parish could have a chance of taking on the drake, but with the heretics in the area, they chose not to advance, only to hold their position. Any soldiers that came up from the Burg met a fiery end. The war had reached a stalemate. The soldiers and the people slowly went hollow. The prophecy of the chosen undead had caused many adventurers to come in hopes of ringing the bell. However, many years had passed since the war on faith, but the damaging fortifications remained. Now they serve as an obstacle for any who attempt to reach the parish. With the added threat of demons, the Burg became a place that was to be avoided. Stuck in time, soldiers and the heretics hold their positions. The curse has taken them all. I hope you did enjoy that first episode of my new lore series, Dark Souls: The Untold Stories. Now, why I made this series is because you can see behind me an Undead Pilgrimage. That is the thumbnail for my lore through series. Now, I talk about Dark Souls thoroughly in that series, as you can imagine, from characters to their detail to the design to the past and present, from the game's development, from my history of playing 10 years of Dark Souls, everything and anything in between. I include on-screen examples of discussions, concept art, other creators and their past videos. I reference EMB, obviously Vatividia, Dave Control, Terra Mantis and many other content creators. Each episode I begin by shouting out someone from the Souls community for their creations on the Dark Souls 1 subreddit, so please do join in, as a lot of effort goes into that. I do also use the strategy guide. You can see here enemy descriptions, area descriptions in post. I make it very cinematic, and if someone was to come across this series and never play Dark Souls, I believe this series would give them a good edge ahead. So please go check that out, and because of this series is what's made me make my lore series that you've just watched. I'm very observant, I use the binoculars, I pay attention to the environment. I believe there's a lot of environmental storytelling that is yet to be told. Lordran is very old, a lot of happenings, a lot of events are stacked on top of each other, and I've made it my job to dig through all that history and possible events and try and create a fully formed story out of it. So yeah, a lot of obviously reaching maybe in areas, a lot of theorizing, a lot of headcanon, but I hope you enjoy this series as a whole, and if I make any points and you agree or you think no, this may have happened differently, discuss with me in the comments. This is what it's about. I'm only doing this to have some fun and put my little mark on the map on the lore community, as I've grown up with lore videos over the past 10 years and now I just want to make my own. So again, please go check out my lore through series. A lot of effort goes into that. Many people do enjoy that every week and look forward to it dropping on every Sunday, so I'm very proud to make content that people enjoy, and I do enjoy making it because honestly it's the best content I've ever made and I'm having a blast. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. The next episode will be out, when it's ready. I'll try get these every 2 weeks, but one a month maybe, with my busy life schedule, because unfortunately 1 week I'll be free to edit and record, the next I won't. It's just how things work for me personally at the minute. So but yeah, stay tuned, watch the lore through series, that definitely comes out every week. That is the only consistent thing, and my Dark Souls 3 series with my friend Kiz, but that's nearly coming to the end now as we've got the DLC content, so I'll have to think about what else I can make to release on Friday or the other day of the week. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on, no one cares. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to drop a like and maybe subscribe if you enjoyed yourself, and I shall see you in the next one.